Hello students and Assalamu alaikum. Students, today I am going to start with our grammar part, and the first topic of our grammar is figures of speech. I'll explain you what is figure of speech. See, you have learned in a previous class. So hope you all know that what is figure of speech. But still I'm going to explain you what is first figure of speech. Figure of speech is a word or phrase that possesses a separate meaning from its literal definition. Or you can say it as an expression that uses words to mean something different from their ordinary meanings. Figure of speech are important parts of poetry. So, our first figure of speech is simile. Now, what is simile? The S-I-M-I-L-E. Simile is a such type of figure of speech in which comparison is done between two unlike things. Means there is a comparison between two unlike things that with the use of word as or like. So we can call it as figures of speech. For example, as cold as ice, as dark as coal, or you can say it as white as egg. These are the example of our first figure of speech, that is simile. Our second figure of speech is metaphor. It is spelled as METAPHOR. This is such type of figure of speech in which in this also comparison is done between two unlike things but without the use of word as or like. Same compared to simile and metaphor are mostly same. Comparison is done between both, but in simile comparison is done with use of word as or like, and in metaphor it is without the use of word as or like. For example, you can say dreams are the stories we write in our sleep. Now our third figure of speech is personification. See, personification, the name itself gives some meaning. Person and then personification. Okay, in this figure of speech, when an inanimate thing is compared to a person, means any inanimate things, means any inanimate means not alive, like plants, water and all. So when these things are compared with a person in respect of some quality, so this figure of speech is personification. Examples like the flowers danced gracefully in the breeze. Next example is darkness lays the house to sleep. See, in these two examples, what we come to know, okay, see who dances? The person dances. So how say the flowers are inanimate. The flower dance gracefully in the breeze. Means the inanimate things are dancing and they are compared with the person. That's why this figure of speech is personification. Our fourth figure of speech is alliteration. See, in this figure of speech, when sounds are repeated in a sentence for pleasing or musical effect, it means when sound means not a music type, when the alphabets are repeated in the sentence, that figure of speech we call it as alliteration. So for example of this, he faced the phone and fumed. Now see, in this sentence the alphabet F is repeating, so that's why this figure of speech is alliteration. Second example of alliteration is head high and proud and happy. In this sentence the alphabet H is repeated, so this figure of speech is alliteration. Our fifth figure of speech is repetition. This is also similar to alliteration only. But in this figure of speech, when a words are repeated in a sentence, this figure of speech is called repetition. See, in alliteration, alphabets are repeated, and repetition, words are repeated. So we call it as repetition. For example, a friend, all my wealth for a friend. So in this example, alphabet friend is repeated. So it is a repetition figure of speech. See, another example of repetition is I found and I liked and I read till I knew them. Next figure of speech, next example is in front of failure's face. See, first example, it is what is repeated word? Friend. And in second, I is repeated. And in third one, okay students, now our sixth figure of speech is tautology. How to spell it? Tautology, tautology. See, this is figure of speech when two words or phrases in a sentence mean the same. When two words or any phrase, they mean the same, means they have the same meaning, but sound in a different. The same thing, the figure of speech is tautology. See, for example, he had passed away, he is no more. Then see, do you understand this? How it is given? He has passed away means he passed away and he is no more. Both the phrase means the same. Past and no more, they mean the same. Next example of tautology is quit, give up. You are beaten. See, quit and give up both mean the same. So in this sentence, both the phrases mean the same. When you see the meaning of the phrase or word mean the same, that figure of speech is tautology. Now, our next seventh figure of speech is onomatopoeia. See how to spell it. onomatopoeia. See, this is such type of figure of speech in which when a word conveys the sound, that is to be expressed, means any sound. If in a sentence you feel like it is messaging some sound, you feel there is some sound, so that figure of speech we called it as onomatopoeia. See example, I could hear the clip clop of horses. Means clip clop. See, clip clop is a sound of horses, so it conveys a sound. Next, the doorbell is ringing. Then buzzing of a bees. Bzz. So this is an example of onomatopoeia. Means any sound you feel in a sentence, that figure of speech is onomatopoeia. So students, our next figure of speech, eighth one is antithesis. How to spell? A-N-T-I-T-H-E-S-I-S. Antithesis. This is a such type of figure of speech when opposite ideas or words are used in the same sentence. See, in tautology we have same phrase or word mean the same. So keep in your mind that antithesis is opposite words in a sentence are used. So that figure of speech is called antithesis. So examples are, they are poor in circumstances, see, but rich in spirit. See, poor and rich, both opposite words have come. So this figure of speech is antithesis. See, our next example is Our next example, he resolved that win or lose. So see, win and lose both are opposite words. So they are expressed in one sentence only. That's why this figure of speech is antithesis. Our next figure of speech is climax. This is a figure of speech in which when ideas or words are arranged in ascending orders of importance. Means see what your ascending orders means, from small to big, means from down to up. When ideas goes from down to up, or anything which goes from lower to up, that figure of speech is called climax. Example I will give you. See, any official place or any suppose school. See, from peon, then peon to clerk, then clerk to teacher, then teacher to vice principal, and then principal. So ideas are increasing. See, the sentence is in ascending order. We have arranged sentence in ascending order. So that's why this figure of speech is climax. Next example, he was an evil fellow, criminal to the core, the very son of the devil himself. Means what this sentence expresses? First, he was an evil fellow, means little not good person. Then criminal to the core, then his evilness increases to the core, means criminal, he became the criminal, little more. Then he became the son of that devil himself. So this is in an ascending order. So this figure of speech is called climax. Now our next figure of speech is anticlimax. Anticlimax is opposite of climax. Means there being first a rise and then fall. Means first there is a rise and then it falls. Means we have to go in descending order. So descending order is anticlimax and climax is ascending order. Students, our next 11th figure of speech is hyperbole. How to spell it? Hyperbole. This figure of speech is, see, when a statement is exaggerated or overstated, means see वैसे क्या बढ़ा चढ़ा कर बोलना. So there is something little is there, but some people say it in a very exaggerated way, means overstated. So that figure of speech is called hyperbole. For example, no one could have run faster than he. Is it possible that no one can run faster than he? There are many people who can run fast. So see, this example seems like an exaggerated way, overstated. Next example is, there must have been 1,000 birds in the orchid. So how you come to know that there are 1,000 birds in an orchid? There must be little birds in the orchid, but he's saying there must be 1,000. Means he's said the sentence is telling us in exaggerated way. So this figure of speech is called hyperbole. Our next 12th figure of speech is interrogation. See, in this it is very easy. When a question is used instead of statement, means when a question mark is used instead of any statement or a question is asked. So this figure of speech is interrogation. Example, what though the field be lost? And then question mark. Then what, in which school you are studying? Then question mark. So this figure of speech is interrogation. Our next figure of speech is inversion. See, inversion, the word itself says inversion, means when prose orders of the word or sentence is not correct. When order, so what I am saying, when the prose order of word or sentence is not correct, the figure of speech is called as inversion. See example, at once a mouse in the corner appeared. See now what is the, do you feel this sentence is correct? The correct option is A, a mouse appeared in the corner at once. See, by reading only we can understand it. The sentence formation is wrong. So you have to make it correct and then say this figure of speech is inversion. Our next figure of speech is euphemism. See how to spell it? EUPHEMISM. Euphemism.